What's up, guys? Mega Bleeder here with another episode of Star Technology. Today, we are going to work through getting more automation set up. We are going to passively automate the the MV circuits. I did a little bit of work between the episodes, so I'm going to get you caught up on what we did there, and then we are going to get right to it. So as you can see, I did update our lighting situation a little bit more. We did just have these ones here on the corner. And then I was trying to come up with a good way to hang some lights in the middle, and I really found that I like these. So just a shaft with create can be put through a metal girder, and then these are, oh, I forgot what they're called now. These are somewhere in here, right here, the metal bracket. These are simple, easy to make, decorated shafts, cogwheels, and pipes. Oh, I wonder how does it work with a cogwheel? Put a cogwheel there, and then put one of these guys on. Ooh, those look neat. Those look neat. So yes, I did get more lighting set up. I didn't want to just kind of spam it around, but I think it looks very industrial looking. You know, we've got these these lights up here that look fantastic. I don't want to take too much away from our sight lines looking up, so I feel like it does a pretty decent job without cluttering too much. So also afterwards, went ahead and set up a couple of automations here. We can see fine copper wire and a basic mill. Here I've got some liquid glass, the fine copper wire, and small pile of gallium arsenide dust. This is actually making us the diodes. So if we took a look at what it takes to make an MV circuit, we already have LV circuits. You know, we've got 2,000 of these. We've got copper wire. We've got steel plates. So making up the diodes was pretty simple. I went with this recipe here, the fine copper wire and the small gallium with a little bit of liquid glass. The liquid glass we're getting from glass dust through an extractor. So that is automated. And if we took a look here, I did go ahead and complete that. For the gallium arsenide, what we're doing is just grinding some of the gallium that we have down into dust. That's getting mixed with arsenic into gallium arsenide. The arsenic is actually, and actually I want to swap this out because I had this in here, is realgar. If we put that into a centrifuge, 2 realgar gives us 1 arsenic and 1 sulfur. So that gets us the arsenic we need. Those get mixed into gallium arsenide. The gallium arsenide is getting crafted down into the small piles. That's going into here. And then I took, set up a bender to get a silver into silver foil. Because the only thing that we need for the MV circuit that we don't have is the phenolic printed circuit board. So to craft this, we're going to use this recipe, the silver foil, which I just showed you over here. We're going to use iron 3 chloride, and then we need phenolic circuit boards. The iron 3 chloride I did set up over here. If we take a look in our quests on the processing line, we can see here we need to start with sulfur dioxide, then go sulfur trioxide, sulfuric acid. I went this route, the hydrochloric acid, and then iron 3 chloride. So to make the sulfur dioxide, which is just sulfur mixed with oxygen, sulfur, you can see here, the yellow text right here, SO2. So it's one atom of sulfur and 2 of oxygen. And if we look at the recipe, we can see that the sulfur and 2 oxygen, that's how we mix that, and that gets us a bucket. Then the sulfur dioxide gets mixed over here with more oxygen to get sulfur trioxide. So instead of just being 2 parts oxygen, now it has 3. The sulfur trioxide just gets mixed with water. And we can see that modifies it there. We've got H2O, SO3, and then we've got more parts of oxygen. The sulfur's the same. That gets pumped into here, so the sulfur trioxide gets mixed with salt. The salt we're getting from seawater, which is coming just from a barrel transformation. So water and sand makes seawater. That gets pumped into the centrifuge, which is going to make hydrogen. It's really fast to process it. Hydrogen. It also makes crushed saltpeter and crushed rock salt. So these are just being stored. I don't have a use for these just yet, but there's a void drawer upgrade on those so it doesn't get backed up. This is creating, this creates seawater, which is made into salt water through the centrifuge, and it separates those. And then the salt water over here gets split into just water and salt. The salt's being pushed down. It's also being pushed over here, which then it mixes the salt and the sulfuric acid into sodium bisulfate and the whatever it is over here. Come on. It's taking its sweet time. Oh, because the sodium bisulfate is backed up. So I need a void upgrade on this as well. So that is going to make the hydrochloric acid. That's getting pumped around into here, and the hydrochloric acid mixed with iron dust makes us the iron 3 chloride, which is being stored up here. We also get hydrogen out of it as another byproduct. And to get our iron dust, I'm just pumping iron into a macerator, and then that gets automatically output here. So what I want to do today is finish the iron 3 chloride. So we have that, we have the silver foil, so we need the phenolic circuit board. That's going to go into a chemical reactor. So we're going to have to pump that fluid in there and then pull in the silver foil and also get the phenolic circuit board. And that is LV, so let's go ahead and get ourselves a chemical reactor, because that's the last machine that we're going to need for the phenolic circuit board to make the, well, to make the phenolic printed circuit board. To make the phenolic circuit board, we're going to need wood and glue. The wood is going to be wood pulp. That's going to come from a macerator with logs. That's simple enough. The glue, we've already made that. It takes 20 seconds to get 100 millibuckets. So I think I'm going to use more of these because this is 7.5. So actually, this lets us make 4 recipes. So multiplying the 7.5 by 4. So actually, I think one centrifuge would actually be enough. Let's grab a centrifuge. And then we're also going to need the assembler. Oops. Assembler. Crafting. Excellent. That's the assembler, and then we're also going to need a macerator. Okay. So, phenolic circuit board is going to go here. To make that, we're going to need an assembler with wood and glue. So the assembler is going to go there. The wood and the glue. Glue can go in there. Wood can go in there. We're going to need an energy converter. 16 amp. Energy LV. Pop this guy down right there. Rotate it down. We're going to hook up power to this guy, and it's going to come from over here, so it doesn't clip through that. Wonderful. These are all set up. So the iron 3 chloride is going to have to come from here. So we can actually just take that. I want to disconnect this. Pop that there. Iron 3 chloride can come right into this guy. Right, iron 3 chloride. Going into Tom's. We need our cables. Grab a bunch of those. We're going to need 2 hoppers. Maybe 3. We're also going to need one of these. And that should be fine. Actually, we need... Nope, that should be good. So the iron 3 chloride is going to come out of there. That's going to fill that up. Probably going to fill these up as well. I don't think that's a big deal. This has no circuit board. Let's see. Is that going to fill that up? We do have a lot of iron 3 chloride. Oh no, it only fills up 1 slot. That's wonderful. So we're also going to need to pull in silver foil so we can export that. Here, our assembler is going to take in glue. It's going to come in there, and then wood is going to come in there. So, let's grab silver foil. We're going to need spruce logs and sticky resin. Sticky resin's going to go in there. Oil. I don't want it to insert more than what it needs. This is going to extract that way. Yep, glue's going to go in there. Here, you're going to do this. You will auto-export to the bottom. You will also auto-export to the bottom. You are also going to auto-export to the bottom. This assembler. Am I going to need these or anything else? No. So this is just going to push to this side. You're getting glue. And then this is also going to need an extract for wood pulp. So one more of these. And that should be everything we need. And I can just pull this over from here. Do this. You're exporting that. You're exporting that. I don't necessarily want an extra sticky resin in here, so I can do that. This, I definitely don't want extra wood pulp in there. Silver foil and the board. This needs to be on 1. Is this going to take more foil? Yes. I don't want that. So this is going to be faster than this. Let me get 2 of these. Then we'll swap that out. Does that work? 15 seconds, 8 seconds. Yes. Yes, that does work. So we can put that away. Sweet. Sweet. Now we just need functional storage drawers. And X-tone blocks. Let's go back to functional, because I know that I'm going to need one of these. So you're going to get raw rubber pulp. You're getting that. You're getting that. Actually, you don't get anything except a technical block. Awesome. Let's go ahead and lock, lock, lock. Link, link, link. Sweet. Alright, check this out. We take one of these. That gets us a quest. Or at least I thought it would. We need... oh, we need to checkbox that. So we need one of these and one of these. Pop that in there, pop that in there. We got that quest done. Yeah. Look at that. And we are not going to craft a single one of these by hand. We are backing up on glue. This is extra. What is this at? 9320. This should mean, if we take a look, let's see, it's 3 circuits and 2 diodes. 2 circuits, 2 diodes. This doesn't really... the circuit assembler in LV, 15 seconds. What's our slowest process here? How long does this take? 15 seconds? Okay, so I guess... circuit assembler and LV emitter. We should be able to do this. We'll do it the circuit assembler way. Cancel that. We need liquid tin in an extractor. There we go. We're going to need another hopper. We will need this. We're going to need tin. So, extractor, hopper, tin. Put that in there. Hook up the cable. He is going to automatically extract that into a circuit assembler. We need to save him. Do this. Robot arm. Oh, the circuit assembler does take MV circuits. Okay. That's no problem. We'll just craft up 2 of them. Bam. Look at that. Circuit assembler. This one is going to get robot arm and a filter. Also a drawer. Robot arm goes there. We'll take a look at our backpack to grab our screwdriver. Phenolic board. Let's just get rid of all these. You, that. Now if we say filter, keep exact, phenolic circuit board, LV circuit, diode, copper wire. Right, but it's 2 circuit boards. And 2 diodes. We'll say just keep 2. It's a whitelist, keep exact, import. Bam. MV circuits. Automated. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I told you guys. Told you, we are not going to handcraft any circuits. All of them will be set up on automations just like this. Look at that animation. That circuit assembler animation. That's awesome. And bam. MV circuits. Lock you. Link you. And our LV circuits. How are our LV circuits doing? Right here. Well, we still have more. We still have more than what we need. I probably should put a limit on some of these. Like, what is the wood pulp used for? Making paper? Making wood planks, creosote. Maybe we'll use the creosote in the future. Oh, using it for fertilizer. I don't have dirt automated. What's mycelium growth for? Compressed mycelium? Smoked mycelium? Leather? We don't need bulk amounts of leather for anything, do we? Books? Yeah. Nope. So let's go ahead and pull out these. Do this. These we can throw away. These will lower this down. We probably want to void this at the very least. And this needs to be auto extract. Awesome. Look at that, MV circuits. So now that we have MV circuits, let's take a look at our quest book. MV circuits, fantastic. This is telling us the tree greenhouse controller and the basic circuit assembler. I did just make that. We just made that. Instant tree farm. Ooh. This is neat. What all does it give us? We have to input water and carbon dioxide. We could just input water and get logs. Okay, this is nice. That's a good thing to note. Basic circuit assembler. Let's just go ahead and craft another one of those. We don't need it right now, but brass rods, 4, LV emitter, robot arm, basic circuit assembler. We'll take the quest. Fantastic. Okay, so we've got... Oh, did I show that? The monocrystalline silicon boule? Monocrystalline silicon boule. Yeah, so I got this automation set up. I don't know if I showed this in the last episode. We've got gravel grinding up into flint. Oh, I did not put this on extract. There we go. And the flint gets turned into flint dust. The flint dust is getting crushed into silicon dioxide. The silicon dioxide is being electrolyzed into silicon dust and oxygen. Over here, we're inputting the silicon and that small pile of gallium arsenide into the EBF. It does take 450 seconds. It takes quite a while. Now, this does not have a sped up recipe. Like, we can't add oxygen to this. If we take a look here, like, we could add nitrogen to it to make it faster. Take it from 60 seconds down to 40. And same thing with aluminum. We use nitrogen. We go from 44 to 29. And Yes, that was just about everything. So let's take a look here. Vanadium magnetite. Let's see. If we want to get the silicon wafer, we're going to need the advanced cutter, which means we're going to need the vanadium magnetite and the vanadium steel. Vanadium steel, cupronickel, MV, vanadium steel dust. I'm assuming a mixer, vanadium, chromium, and steel dust. Okay. Maybe what we should do is get the MV machine hull. Aluminum plates. So we need to automate aluminum plates. We have room over here to do that. And aluminum plates and a bender, LV. We can do that. And an LV bender. That's simple enough. We don't need that circuit assembler. Functional drawers. We're not going to want a lot of these. So we're going to need to downgrade. And actually, if we wanted aluminum plates, the fluid solidifier ULV, can we melt aluminum dust? Did I miss it? Alloy smelter, chemical reactor, mixer, packager, UEF. Okay, so we cannot just melt it. All right. We go into Tom's and grab a hopper. We don't want this to have 2 stacks of aluminum in it. We don't have much aluminum. And that plate on the bender is going to be 1. And you're going to output the bottom. We're going to lock you and link you. We want a storage downgrade, so we're going to have 2 stacks of aluminum plates being stored. Okay. The machine hull, that's simple enough. In the assembler, I should just set up an assembler. The aluminum plates do have a lot more uses. But we are definitely going to need a lot of these machine casings. What's an assembler do I have? An assembler. Basic circuit assembler. I'm going to need another robot arm. And a filter. Robot arm. Screwdriver. Filter. Aluminum plate. We want to keep exact 8. We can move 8 at a time. Put that on import. And to make the MV machine casing, it's program circuit 8. There we go. And then this also needs a downgrade. Lock that. Figure that. We take one of those out. Take one of those out. Just to see if they register. Okay, the MV machine hull. Right here. Copper wire. Oh, look at this. So liquid rubber, we can get... a couple of ways. The raw rubber pulp. And sulfur is probably going to be the best bet here. That's the only way to get the copper cable. Okay. So another assembler. Right. And then the rubber, silicon rubber? No. It's going to be rubber. It's going to be a chemical reactor with raw rubber pulp and sulfur. There we go. And then we're going to need 2 of these. And there's enough room for one machine there. And another machine down here. Oh, there's room for 2 machines down here. Let's set this up down here. Chemical reactor and assembler. And then I'll put another, like, plate machine or something down there. I need 2 robot arms. And 2 filters. For the chemical reactor, it's these 2. Keep exact, raw rubber pulp, sulfur. Actually, this needs to be this. And we'll say 9. Oh, it can't keep 9. That's going to be an import. So he's working. This is going to be a keep exact. And we're making this. So just 1 X copper wire. And then you... Where are you going? Nowhere. Okay. Just slow. Bam. This guy goes here. You are going to auto export. We will lock that. Add that. That's running. This is running. Fantastic. We just need 2 technical blocks. Excellent. So that's a finished line. That's a finished line. Almost a finished line, I should say. So now, the MV machine hull, we open this, we can craft it. Right? The aluminum plate. Give us an aluminum plate. Oh, because it can see this, it thinks that it can make it. MV machine hull. There we go. That's a quest. Heart of every MV machine. What else do we have here? Any MV converter? liquid silicon rubber, the pyrolysis oven, advanced assembler, advanced laser engraver, advanced cutter. All right. Silicon rubber. A better coating for your cables. We need for later cables. The pyrolysis oven. Charcoal and coke. And the energy converter. If we do a 16 amp. Yeah, we should be able to do that. We open this up. We should be able to just craft it. Boom. And then our signalum cable. This can transfer 16 amps. Bam, 16 amps. So we could set up an MV line right here. I don't know if there's a good way to hook that up. But we take one of these and one of these. Pop him there. Yeah, that's clipping through. Not the biggest fan of that. But look at that. Bam, our first MV line laid out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode there. We've got MV circuit set up on AutoCraft. We've got a good setup of our base. Everything's looking real good. Got ourselves poised nicely to get into MV with a solid head start. And then soon, very soon, I think we'll be looking at AE2. Thanks for stopping in.